Okay, so tomorrow we meet in person between 11:10 and 12:35. I wanted to do another video for you only because we did talk about books. I did have a video about books that you've already hopefully seen so far, but I wanted to add to that because I have a ton of books. I think I've told you this already, but I wanted to talk about some more that influenced me personally. And I remember when we were kids growing up, during the summers, we didn't go to summer school, but during the summers, our mom would make us read during the summer. So we would all walk to the library, which was not a short walk. And we had to pick out a book, that 2 or 3, and we had to read them during the summer and write our mom a book report. Yes, we had to do that. Hated doing it, did not like it, but I did enjoy the books that I read and picked out, and there was no holds on what we could pick out. So I remember reading the book called 17, and I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember when I read it, I enjoyed it immensely. And so I wanted to talk about another book that I read when I was a young adult. I would say probably 17, 18 years old. I came across this book called A Rebel in Bristow, written by George Mueller. And I started to read it and I didn't like it. So I just put it down. But for some reason, I wanted to like it. I wanted to try it again. So I tried it again, still not working for me. I gave it one more shot. So 3 shots. I tried 3 times and I thought, it ended up being one of my most favorite books ever. And it's written about a man who ran an orphanage. But I just remember how heartfelt it was and how it resonated with me in helping others. And so I don't have it anymore, but I actually went on Amazon to try to find it. I think last month or 2. I believe I found it and bought it, and it's in my bookshelf somewhere, and I can't find it. I was trying to find it for this video, but could not find it. I know I have it. I know I have it, but that one was a really good book. Another one that I had to read while I was working on my bachelor's in English at where was that at Cal State East Bay. It used to be called Cal State Hayward. At the time I went there, it was Cal State Hayward. And that book was called The Moonstone. This one is a great book. I loved it. It's by Wilkie Collins, and it's about class as far as upper class and lower class. It's a big book. It's thick and a lot, but it was really captivating. I remember when I was reading this, I was recommending it to everybody around me. My mom, everybody. My mom was a huge reader. She would read a book in a day. And I was never like that. So I did not get that gene because it takes me a long time to read a book. But a book that I'm reading right now, which I absolutely love, and I'm not all the way done with it. Can you see how far I am? I'm I would say about almost halfway. And it's called Falling by T.J. Newman. And this book is so good. The reason why I'm not finishing it so fast is not because I'm a slow reader, is because it is so good. And I just want to savor it. You can see my head is in the background. There's a big mirror right there. It's kind of distracting me. But anyway, it's so good that I just read a chapter at a time and put it down. I don't want to get to the end so fast. What's really cool about this, I think I even told you in class too, is that she is not a writer. She was a flight attendant for many years, and she wrote this while working as a flight attendant. So this is a really good book. Another great book that I love, and my mom told me about it in the 80s. By the way, my mom passed away 17 years ago. Miss her every single day. She was my best friend. And anyway, she told me about this author, Sue Grafton, and she did the Alphabet series. And she did it was supposed to be A through Z. And her name is Sue Grafton, and it's murder mysteries. The main character goes through each letter. Each letter said, like the first one, A. A is for alibi. And then it just goes all the way through the whole alphabet. And here Y is for yesterday. when my mom introduced me to this book author back in the 80s, I loved it. It was like, wow, this is really funny. And the main character, the protagonist, she drives a Volkswagen Bug. I wanted to drive a Volkswagen Bug just like her. I still do to this day, on my bucket list. Love those cars. And I wanted to be a PI, a private investigator, because of this book, because of her style of writing, and she just makes it so fun. I was so, and this is what she looks like. This is the book author. However, she passed away recently. I want to say 2 years ago, maybe 3, maybe more, but she didn't finish the alphabet, so this is her final book. And I got to interview her by phone and for my magazine, and it was so cool. And we went to go to a book signing to go meet her. My sister and I went to go see her. But it was super sad that she didn't get to finish the whole alphabet. And one of the questions I asked her was, how did you come up with this idea of doing the alphabet, murder series? And she says, well, I'll tell you this, she was always not happy that she did it, because you're committed to every letter. And then here she ended up not finishing the whole alphabet. And Sue Grafton also did not allow ghostwriters to write any of her material. And so there is no Z. And so her family, it's kind of cute, her family said that in their book, the alphabet just goes up to Y, not Z. But anyway, those are just some more books that I wanted to share. And then tomorrow, of course, we'll go over what questions you might have about this week's assignments or past week's assignments, or questions or concerns. And then I'm going to be asking you, what book had an influence on you and why? What kind of impact did it have? You can even bring the book with you tomorrow. Show and tell, visual aids, those are fun. So you can do that tomorrow as well. Also wanted to remind you that I will have an evaluator. Our journalism department chair, Mickey Huff, will be joining us in the classroom tomorrow, and he's going to evaluate the class. He will also be, I believe, sending you via email an invitation to do an evaluation yourself about me. Be honest, you're not being graded, you won't lose any points. Be honest, and that's it. So that's what to expect tomorrow, and I hope to see you all there in class tomorrow. Yay! And I think that's it. So let me find my little remote control that turns you off, turns me off. Here we go. Bye. See you later. Hi, class.